Today is going to be a great day. I am Nikki G, your host, and welcome to the Lone Doctrine. I am your weekly dose of constructive food for thought. Every month we pick a topic, discuss it, dissect it, think about it, and gain as much insight as we can. We have a lot of experience with this topic of the month, and that's getting through, keyword, through the difficult times. When we are in the mix of a storm, it can be difficult to find the motivation to keep moving forward. Sometimes it can change the direction of our lives, either good or bad. Here at the Lone Doctrine, we will give you food for thought that will add to your personal doctrine. Now, don't be nervous when I say the word doctrine. No, this isn't a religious podcast, nor do I have anything against religion. When I talk about your doctrine, essentially what I'm saying is here at the Lone Doctrine, we celebrate individualism and diversity. No one person is the same, and it would be a shame to box us all up. So, with that said, we hope that we can provide you with ways to add to your doctrine and make today better than yesterday. When it comes to getting through the hard times, sometimes the important thing is time. If you're someone that has come across times where you're impatient with time, I know, I've been there, it's time to stop being so hard on yourself and realize we all are a work in progress, which means one step at a time, not all at once. If we knew the path forward at all times, we wouldn't come across the ups, downs, rocky roads, stormy weather types of paths. But even though each of our lives is different, each of us will face a challenge or a few at some point in our lives. So let me ask you this. Are you going to stay on the path of the difficult times, or are you going to step forward even sometimes in blind faith and take the hard times as an opportunity to grow? It's easy to get caught up in the mix of everything, and sometimes we need a break, a moment to step back and give this situation time. Now, there isn't a set amount of time for any one particular experience. Every experience is different, but being patient is important. It's not always a flip of a switch. If you've experienced the loss of a loved one, loss of a job, a breakup, and many more of the challenging events in life, then you know it takes time to heal. Here's where listening and tuning in today will give you the advantage. You're taking steps and creating action that most people won't. Those people who do not take action will end up having harder times, longer times, and heavier times. But by building and your willingness to grow your own personal well-being, you're already ahead. You understand that it's important to work on yourself each day, which will make you more prepared for the inevitable challenges. In the time it takes to get through the hard times, we must remember that it's layered. It's a layered undertaking. If you were to face it all at once, you could find yourself in a state of major overload. When you give yourself time, you allow yourself to address each layer constructively and patiently, which will hopefully make the outcome more positive and resolute. When we're in a place of frustration, anger, or even sadness, we can sometimes make rash, unproductive, or even dangerous choices that will make the situation even harder. Sometimes you need to take a breath. I understand that sometimes this concept is difficult, especially when you're in a situation like an argument. You might be the one who wants to keep talking while the other is spent, which leads to the conversation going in circles or saying things you don't mean. This can be even the way you think or talk to yourself. Our own self-critic can also get worked up. I'd like to share with you a snippet from a book called Take a Breath Before You Act. We tend to react impulsively to emotionally difficult situations. Yet, if we could just pause for a moment before reacting, we would gain more freedom to carefully decide on a course of action. Think of an upsetting situation. Think of your feelings, your thoughts, and your physical sensations. We are usually under stress in this kind of situation and looking for a way to get rid of the unpleasant feelings. Sometimes we manage to react to the situation in an appropriate manner for all concerned, but sometimes we react primarily to distract ourselves from our own difficult feelings. Remember what you did in this situation. Imagine that you could just pause, step back, breathe, sense your feet on the floor, and do nothing for a moment before you react. Was this relatable? It was for me. Even when it comes to personal hardships, I've found myself distracting myself from my own feelings. I've had to step back and realize that the only person that was causing the suffering was me. Just the recognition and action behind giving yourself time will allow you to stay on the path that will get you through the difficult times. You may falter, you might trip, or you might fall, but you must get back up. This world needs you now more than ever, and you're not alone. I've faltered, I've tripped, I've even fallen flat on my face, literally and figuratively. Together, we will get through. My door is always open, and if you ever need a listening ear, your thoughts are welcomed. Just visit lonedoctrine.com and send us a message. If you found value in today's podcast, we could use your help reaching our goal in order to serve you better. Along with our podcast, we hope to create courses, books, and more food for thought to get your mind on the right track and live a great life. Visit lonedoctrine.com where you'll find a support button that's partnered with Patreon. Even $1 a month goes a long way. We could really use your help to keep our doors open. Your support will and is making a difference. Thank you for your willingness to share our podcasts, your generosity in supporting lives around the world, and a special thank you to our Patreons for all you do to make the Lone Doctrine possible. So until next time, keep fighting the good fight.
It's a great